Bardock would continue with training under the teachings of Whis, and being a powerful angel would require power to turn Bardock to a powerful warrior. It had been 4 years since they got on planet Beerus. Bardock had achieved Super Saiyan Phase 3, beginning to master the essence of the gods. I appreciate it, Whis. If it hadn't been for you, I'd be able to get this power. I'm indebted to you. Don't worry. To be honest, after the last few years have been entertaining for me, since, as you can tell, Mr. Beerus has taken long naps because I often tend to be bored. Although, Whis, I want to check the power of Kakarot. He's 4 years old and he still hasn't required the age for training, but 1 more year and he'll start with your training. I agree, Bardock. 1 more year before Kakarot will join our training. Instantly, the staff of Whis would glow, hinting that something would happen to the Emperor of Evil, Frieza. Bardock was about 2 years, had asked him in favor to let him know if Frieza was able to mess with his son Raditz. Bardock, Frieza was able to finish the last warriors of the Saiyan race. Since it's been ambushed by Frieza's planet, 3 Saiyans, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, are in terrible conditions. Bardock, you gotta help him! Even though we hadn't contacted Raditz, it's still our son, and you currently have the power to defeat Frieza. Whis, I'm asking you, please, take me to that place. I want to end his life. I'll never forgive him for destroying our planet. Don't worry, Bardock. This will be interesting. Whis and Bardock went to Frieza's planet. When they got there, they realized this place was a battlefield. Saiyans tried to do everything, but it was impossible for them to do anything against Frieza's special forces. So they would see 3 Saiyans on the verge of death, while Frieza smiled like a maniac. Ho! I have eliminated all the monkeys. Although they served me more alive, I'm afraid that they would turn against me. My Lord Frieza, do you want me to finish them once and for all? Of course not, soldier. Let them suffer. I want them to know the one who destroyed Vegeta. Since it was not a meteorite, I myself ended the planet that existed, you damn monkeys. No, damn. I always thought that you wouldn't say goodbye to my parents. I knew I had a younger brother. Damn it! That look on your face. It would be nothing to do with anything since they don't have the power to support us. At the moment, an amazing power would be able to make Frieza tremble. The trackers exploded, and the power exceeded that of 30,000 power units. In the shadows, it could be observed Bardock approaching the warriors. At this moment, I'm planning to finish you, Frieza. You better get ready. I have the power to defeat you. I must admit you have incredible power. Even exceed 30,000 units. You won't be able to do anything against me since I in my second form can exceed 1,000,000 power. Soldiers, finish him. The elite special forces of Frieza rushed Bardock. Without any effort, he was able to finish these warriors, with only Frieza watching him. So, as I said, transform. I don't want you to access your second form. I won't let you release your power again. If you give me battle, access your max power, because I am the one that you've been so afraid of. Bardock and Frieza were able to fight. Whis with his staff would heal each of the Saiyans, who were surprised to realize Bardock with his power could finish off Frieza's elite forces. What? Does my father have that power? That's crazy! I agree with you, Raditz. Bardock was always considered a low-class soldier. I don't even know how he could get such power. Nappa observed everything while it happened, and at the moment would chill would run through his body. Frieza on this occasion began to access his last transformation. With things trembling, a great light, Frieza would be observed in his last form. I hope you're ready to die, monkey. You screwed up my show. I want these good-for-nothing monkeys to see that you will entertain me a little. I'm the one who will agonize someone else. I'll humiliate you in the worst way. Frieza, irritated by the arrogance of the Saiyan, with great speed headed towards him. Bardock, despite seeing every one of his movements, would not move from the place, so an incredible blow hit Bardock's entire face, generating great destruction. The dust and smoke dissipated, and it would be seen how Frieza's fist wouldn't be able to move Bardock. What happened? Is that power of the so-called Emperor of Evils this that you're displaying? Let me show you some real power. Frieza would instantly make a chill run through his body, but before he could react, Bardock's fist embedded in his stomach, destroying everything around him because the power of that fist, Frieza was sent to the dust. Would try to stand up, but that blow of damage was caused that was incomparable. The Emperor of Evil would spit large amounts of blood. I can't believe what I'm seeing. If I'm not able to see this with my own eyes, I wouldn't assimilate it. we joined the forces that couldn't do anything against Frieza Elite. Father, you always had that power? I really can't be considered low class since you're above the elite soldiers. What's wrong, Frieza? I tried to restrain myself so I could see the power of the Super Saiyan that you were afraid of. Bardock, clenching his fist, would raise his power in a great way. The planet shook, and all of Bardock's hair would turn golden color, making everyone present surprised by the incredible power that was released. This is the legendary Super Saiyan that you were afraid of. Right now, I'll show you the power of the legend that you were afraid of. Bardock, with a quick movement, would make his fist into Frieza's chest. Holding his heart, Frieza would spit blood and would only see the Saiyan's gaze. Please spare my life. I promise I'll leave and never see me again. Bardock would take his hand out of his chest while Frieza would fall to the ground bleeding out. Frieza would call for help while Bardock would turn. I want you to give me a show. I want to see how you hold on to life. Frieza would remember those same words he said to the three Saiyans. Raditz had too many questions because he thought his father had died. Father, how can you have all this power? I never thought you would have this hidden power. Train us, please. I want to become more powerful. No, I can't train you until you're able to cleanse and purify that evil that exists in your hearts. So long as there's evil, I don't want anything to do with it. You must improve and not stay conquering planets. Bardock, without waiting for his answer, would leave to the planet of Whis and Beerus, in which Bardock would continue his training, accessing new levels. Wow, Bardock, I'm surprised in the last year you could get to Super Saiyan 4. Although you didn't master the divine energy, this mortal power is incredible. I would dare to tell him that the max power you could get would be able to make Lord Beerus use 11% of his. Wow, definitely the power of Beerus is on another level. I know one day I'll be able to get closer to that power. But Whis, it's time to start training Kakarot, since he possesses the proper understanding. It's what I've been longing for, so we'll start this instant. Gine would take Kakarot along with Bardock and Whis. My little one, from today you will start with your training, and together with your father and this angel, I hope that you can do the best yourself so that you can become more powerful. Of course, Mother. I've always longed to train with Dad and Whis. Together, I'm going to be a powerful Saiyan. In that case, we'll start with understanding the divine energy. Since it's a vein that will start with mortal energy, his mortal energy will be almost nil. Goku, despite being a child, would begin to meditate and feel his energy veins with his colossal power. The divine energy was hundreds of times higher than the mortal one, and the balance of the mortal energy and divine energy would destroy it completely. I'm surprised by his ability to meditate. Being only 5 years old, he's able to understand that I wanted to teach him. He will be a great warrior. I don't know why, but my body's burning with enthusiasm. I want to see his limit. Although I doubt I have a limit, because an ordinary Saiyan has none, I don't want to imagine the power Kakarot's able to reach. With his level of learning, I'm sure that in a year he'll be able to surpass his power in a much shorter time. Kakarot, despite being a child, would continue meditating for 3 weeks, and his energy veins as well as the flow of the Ultra Ego would combine with his body. Kakarot would open his eyes and an amazing pressure would release on the planet, while Kakarot's hair and eyes would turn red. Wow, what is that transformation? I'm not able to feel the power in the slightest. This means Kakarot's able to completely have the essence of a god. Wow, I'm surprised you could master the essence of a god in less than a month, although it was to be expected since you are born with that power. I feel my body's extremely light. Whis, Dad, I never knew this training in the battlefield. I've always wanted to train. Let me have a friendly battle with you, Dad. No, definitely not. You've been training for 1 month. If you face your dad, who's been training for 5 years, it'd be madness. In fact, I don't see it as a bad idea. Saiyans become more powerful thanks to battles, and facing your father, I know you won't attack him with the intention of ending his life. It's perfect training. If he's saying that, of course we'll train my son. Thanks, Dad. I promise I'll try my best and not let you down. Don't worry. Since the day of your birth, I'm completely proud of you. Don't worry. Show me everything you got. Whis would create a barrier around the Beerus castle, and the fight wouldn't be able to wake him up. So the warriors started walking. I'll only use my base state. I doubt Kakarot's power's risen in a great way that short. Kakarot, without warning, would appear a few centimeters from his father's face, trying to connect a blow. Bardock would dodge this with enormous difficulty because Kakarot's speed was amazing. Bardock would try to take distance, but Kakarot already was on the side of Bardock. Because of this, both warriors exchanged hundreds of blows all over the place. But Bardock was beginning to be overcome by Kakarot's power. Father, you better use more power, because if you only fight at your base state, this will be boring. Well, if you want me to use more power, I hope you don't regret it. I plan on not holding back. This is the power of the Super Saiyan. Bardock would access Super Saiyan, pouncing against Kakarot. Kakarot, moving his neck to the side, could dodge his father's blow, connecting an incredible knee on his stomach, and due to the speed of Bardock approaching, vomited too much blood over the battlefield. Everyone was surprised. Wow, Kakarot's training is amazing. He's been able to push Bardock in check. It doesn't matter that he trained 5 years. The energies are incomparable. That hurt! But what can you do now? Bardock, being a few centimeters away, would throw thousands of blows. Kakarot would see these movements, noticed by Bardock with a big smile would release more power, making the planet of Beerus shake, since Bardock was expelling great power. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.